Sunny Trevor. Oh, number hingets on the ship delay. Dari roti, I made chuba do muchuba. These tuntish, do what you.
Jeda chiki to Monlam soka to zomjo ne jeda kamanga chumami to ngana kimi ola ke je pema hiru jumbo chincho soka to kyosor kyoju
soba de du nyong de bezong toni socha maime tomje soba de yoyisa de tomje 동안 등이 소위 매우지 대한 등이 차다지 나의 대비 주도 메시 등이 동안 민주제도 동안 주로 뭐와 휴식 주대니 받은 아주 충분히 차대 있어서 뒤로 노아 대롱 어디 시비톤이 다다 휴가는죠 아주 메라스 선주시를 제바지 배주 동안이 다니 정도 제반데 좀 많이 봐 땡제 대반 nombre de pompo quando mais bateu tecido marido doa tonje de pende dube le chebaje toni quando se move base pende lá eu sonje temba londo dani de rogo nyono no yen peba teliji toni soja 참아 주더라고 내가 공안자거든 다음 주에 사자이 받은
their activities, their enlightened activities of body, speech and mind, their wisdom, compassion and their power. And this will help us, as sentient beings wandering in samsara, to have a smooth kind of transition in this samsara through kind of like engaging in virtuous actions, all the possible virtuous actions of body, speech and mind, and to abstain from non-virtuous actions, so that our journey and the path to liberation and enlightenment will be actualized in the kind of time to come. So that's the whole purpose of remembering the past masters and emulating their life stories. So first thing is to rejoice in the fact that we have found this precious human existence, which has a great potential in terms of having the capacity to develop what we call the wisdom and compassion and power. And at the best, what is important is with the confidence in the view of the presence of Buddha nature that is within us, the potential of Buddha that is within us, and through the practice of the path, what we kind of manage is to actualize that Buddha nature that is within us and realization of it. So in order to achieve that, as common and ordinary practitioners on a day-to-day life basis, it is very important that we use our human potential, this intelligence, this capacity in the right direction, in the virtuous activities, and abstain from non-virtuous activities as much as possible. Because, if we kind of fail to do so, then there's no hope for actualizing our full potential. So therefore, it's very important to rejoice in the fact that we have found this precious human existence, which is very rare to find in terms of cause and condition which brings about this human existence. In terms of numerical comparison, if you compare the number of life, birds, or in terms of the number of population, so to say, in compared with other forms of life, human existence is very rare. And also in the sutras and tantras, it's also mentioned like how difficult it is to find human existence through various examples. So keeping all this in mind, and also the fact that, even though like we have found this precious human existence, unfortunately the bad news is that we never know how long this will last, because life can, life is so unpredictable. That can happen anytime. As is mentioned in the teachings that tomorrow or next life, you never know which one will come first. So therefore we don't have really the confidence and trust that we will live, alive. We will be alive tomorrow. So therefore, keeping this in mind, the fact of the impermanence of life, of death, it's very important that we do not waste our precious time, but to put our full potential into the practice of Dharma. And not only just for one's sake, but also for the sake of all sentient beings. Keeping in mind that in the journey of samsara, from beginningless time, we have crossed path with each other. We are related with all sentient beings, and all sentient beings have been our mothers. If we try to count like how many times the sentient beings, each individual sentient beings have become our mothers. If you try to, to give you an example, if you try to make the whole earth into small balls, like pea-sized balls, and try to count how many times, sentient beings have become our mothers, the earth would be small. It won't kind of suffice. It will be short in terms of counting the number of times these sentient beings have become our mothers. So therefore, keeping this in mind, we need to develop what we call compassion and bodhicitta, the aspiration to achieve the supreme enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. And that is what we call the first kind of ingredient in terms of making whatever virtuous activity we might engage in the true cause of supreme enlightenment. So that is Jorwa Senke, which is what we call the preparation, the motivation, setting the right motivation whenever we engage in any kind of virtuous activity. And then in the middle is like developing the view of emptiness, if possible. If not, like just to be very focused when we practice the Dharma, to keep our mind in focus while practicing, while reciting the prayers and so forth. So that's the second one. And third one is to make sure that whatever merit that we have accumulated, we dedicate without any expectation, and we give it to all sentient beings for the achievement of supreme enlightenment. So that is the dedication. When we have these three together, then it is sure that whatever we engage in, virtuous activities we engage in, it will become the cause of enlightenment. So keep this in mind, and not only during the parinirvana ceremony, but also throughout our lives until we achieve the enlightenment. This is something that we need to keep in our mind. It's not just for a day or two. So let us kind of practice in such a way so that, our lives will be meaningful. We have put our full potential into the actualization of our Buddha nature. And also this will actually fulfill the wishes and aspirations of all the past masters, the enlightened masters. Their dream and their aspiration for us is to walk the path of the Dharma and achieve enlightenment sooner or later. So that is their aspiration. So by doing so, we fulfill their wishes. And as a result of that, it will bring about peace, prosperity, and a world which is free from war, famine, starvation, epidemics, and all kinds of conflicts and warfare, and ultimately bringing all sentient beings onto the path of liberation and enlightenment. So please keep this in mind always, and try to make sure that this is the second day of the Monlam, so we try to make each and every moment of these 3 days of Monlam virtuous by and dedication at the conclusion. So keep this in mind. Thank you.
Ja, touch this is all. Get you. Ja, Nyingma. Oh, touch the other this sign up this. Mama, let's start from Martolaria.
Let's go. 네. 들어가자. 가서. 주님은
Santo Maria, oh, Tuchena. Merci. Oh, Tuchena.
장자권.
Tuche. Down to pull to it there.
Doan gomen nam dane nam chon de gon salai doan gomen nam dane da ja yang dan zo pai ma ye ye chap che cha ja da la so som bo re ke long bo she la ne la me ju pen ko chan ju sem be ke lo che wa bo ken ja se do se do pe che Chüge nam son se she se te me que chala ni re che me ta ke bo sun ke be cha se lo chugo na wa ta ye cha ye me se le de che re se ya chu che re se wa che wa ya
Tayi se de drama de yang drama jawa taja.
Sunda Chanzala Namo Manjushri Namo Sushri Namo Uttama Shri Soha Kunjo Sunda Chanzala Namo Manjushri Namo Uttama Shri Soha Sanjena Tayen Dan Yesu Jova Tujin Chenmo Yendo Sepa Tujin Nyingma Sanje Chansen Pamen Koji Ije Mansan Pando Memba Yin Dewa Jishin Jare Shingan Tajin Dine Tsepe Juman Dan Jewa Shinjin Barman Jimba Hero Jene Namde Shabon Shuhon Dike Daje Malan Tabante Chuje Sanje Jose Tanje Je Gime Jubra Shinje Ladoso Nia Taza Jia Allah Muda Yeso Anja Jada Dindende Majune Sheswada Kodo Kando Mambe Goran Chiki Jizonda Dunji Shinge Lonje Shesos Gurun Bema Sinde
야, 나 다리 뱀메스 야구 총수 미에 망고 페샤 아니 베 젤라 첨부 톱수 젤라 베 야구도 창마나 투치낭 가딘 체수 캠라디 렌스 겐스 캔서페트